Everything that I had been taught versus everything that I experienced when I was actually in the other realm was totally opposite. The first thing I started to wonder is, why didn't I know this when I was born? And what came to me was that I did know this when I was
Maybe
born.
you did.
I did know it, but it was conditioned out of me. So one of the things that I realized when I was on the other side, what I would call I like to call it a universal truth, but usually when I speak about it, I tell people it's my truth, because sometimes people don't like to hear that you're espousing a truth for everybody. So I tend to say, this is my truth and it works for me. And so one of them is that you really, really do have to love and value yourself first, above and before anyone else. And this is a tough one for many people, especially people who are empaths. And this was a really hard one for me. But it's interesting, because if you are somebody who is an empath, if you are somebody who does feel sensitive towards other people, and you feel sensitive towards the planet, and you want to go out there and be in the front lines and help people, you tend to be the kind of person that puts yourself last. And that was me. And that was exactly me. But that is what led to my downfall. That is what led to me being sick. That's what led to the cancer. If you want to make a difference in the world, because we are all connected, we are all energy first. We are spirit first, physical second. So the more expanded and the more fulfilled your energy is, the more that your physical body can thrive and live happier, healthier, and fulfill its purpose here on earth. And the more you can uplift other people. If we are all connected and my energy is high, I'm automatically lifting the whole.
Yeah.
And since we're all connected, if I am a doormat, if I'm downtrodden, if I'm depleted and I'm on the verge of getting sick, I'm bringing down the whole. So that was the biggest universal truth I learned.
That your energy matters.
My energy matters because we're all connected. So my self-love, my worth, my value, my ability to find joy in my life actually matters to the whole. And that was something that we're never taught. I never knew before. I was taught the opposite, that I had to give and give of myself and almost be a martyr. And what I didn't realize is that by doing that and depleting myself, I'm actually bringing down the whole.
Because there's such a difference between thinking something and feeling something. Can you articulate that difference? I mean, in my own experience, even actually, like if I reflect back on that story with that dog and my experience on the beach, was that like something simple. When I wanted to see the dog, it wouldn't show up. And then as soon as I let go, but not mentally let go, of course, that's part of it. But when I physically, like emotionally in my body let go of it, and I was like, it's fine. All of a sudden the dog would appear. It was like magic. Obviously I got a lot of information on this trip, but like that was an example of letting go and feeling it. And so I've also done manifesting techniques and meditations where you go into what it is that you want. You think about why, but then you also embody the elevated emotions, having accomplished or done it. And truly it's magical when you do it. Things can happen so quickly. Sometimes they don't, but it can. And so there's just a difference between the actual feeling. And I kind of think this is what works with people too, is there's such a disconnect between what comes out of someone's mouth and how they actually feel. And that's why a song or a message or something can just like hit home versus sort of roll off of you, is because there's a frequency with truth that's happening. So like, why is that? What's going on that we have to actually feel it? What's happening? Why is that the magic sauce?
That is the magic sauce. So there's a big difference between thinking something and feeling something, a huge difference. So we can stuff our brains with information, but it won't really have an effect. I mean, it's like going to school. You go to school and you fill your brains with all this information, but it's not going to have an impact in the world until something pulls at your heart. So the way I describe it in the language I use is the heart is the connection to your soul. Your heart tells you why your soul came here, what it wanted to express. But your head is, so your heart is connected to the other realm, to your soul. Your head is connected to this physical realm. Your head is where you need to store the tools to help you navigate on how to get from A to B. But your heart is the one with the vision, because your soul came here with an intention of something to fulfill. And your soul kind of already knows the intention that it came with, even though you always have free will. You have the free will to follow your purpose or not, or to follow your soul's calling or not. I like to use the term calling because it's almost like your future self calling you towards it.
Sure. Yeah.
And yet we always have the choice as to whether to follow that or not. And so when you know that when you're listening to your heart, when you get chills or when you get those aha moments. So you could be listening to a podcast or something and it's just going in your head and it's just going in your head. But the minute you get that, whoa, and you want to rewind that bit and you want to play it again because it gave you an aha moment. Something dropped. Like when you say the penny dropped, for me, it means it dropped from your head to your heart. Now you feel it. Once you feel it, you can't unfeel it. It means it's there. It's embedded in your body. To me, you have to look out for those aha moments. And what those aha moments are telling you, it's your soul's way of communicating with you. So it's your soul's way of saying that is part of your mission. So whenever you feel that aha, or you feel the chills, or you feel, and I know that anybody listening would know what I'm talking about. It's like you can be listening to something and suddenly it's like, whoa, I get that. So that is your soul's way of communicating with you.
I also love the sort of more proactive side of it, which is calling it in. Like you said, it's calling to the future. And so when you can let yourself go there, which includes things like needing self-love, self-worth, because you have to actually believe you deserve it to be able to generate the feeling. Like you have to kind of, because that ends up being one of the hardest parts, is like truly viscerally embodying the feeling of gratitude or seeing what you want or having what you want. Excitement, gratitude, any of those things are hard to access because like cognitively or whatever got programmed as in childhood says you don't deserve that. You shouldn't have that. You're not worthy of that. And so it like serves as like this maze to get through so that you can embody that feeling, because it's such a powerful tool. You had mentioned, talking about sort of lives and, what you came here for. And like, what about soul contracts, reincarnation? How much of life is free will versus determinism?
Interestingly, in the other realm, time doesn't feel linear and it feels compressed. So I was aware of certain, what I would just call milestones. Like I didn't see my entire future unfold before me, because we always have free will to go on a different path or to not follow what our soul's calling is. Like you think linear and you think that, of course, I take the lessons I learned in this lifetime to the next one and karma plays out. And if I did this bad thing in this life, I have to repay it in that life. It doesn't work that way on that side. Karma doesn't exist from one life to another. What? Karma is something like over here. It's like, we use expressions like karma's a bitch, and we kind of say that what goes around comes around. Sure. It does within this lifetime. But just like when you cross over and you realize there's nothing to forgive, even though while you're here, people do feel that, oh, this person really, really hurt me and it would be hard to move on before I forgive them for it, and so on. But on the other side, you totally get why they did what they did. It's the same with even karma. It's like, oh, I wouldn't have done that if I knew this, or, oh, I was set up, like the life I was living led me to doing this. The karma gets completely erased, and then you kind of work on what's the next experience you want to have. And it doesn't mean that if you were a criminal in this life, that you're going to have an awful life next life. You may actually even get to experience the complete opposite and realize, wow, this is what it's like to have a blessed life. That's, I don't need to be a criminal.
You believe in reincarnation?
I do believe absolutely that we have multiple lives. Yes, we do. And we get to experience different things.
Okay. So what's the point of reincarnation? I always was under the impression it was all about sort of your soul's evolution and growth, and that you had to end up sort of making your way through life's lessons to achieve a certain sort of frequency, to not have to come back to this reality, which is a lot of duality and suffering and pain.
So although that is somewhat true, as a whole, we are evolving. As the idea is to evolve all of us as a whole. If you think about it, like, you could even have somebody who is so evolved to even actually choose to come back as a criminal to give the planet an opportunity to, for example, as an example, to even change a system, change a system of justice, or change the criminal system. Somebody could actually be so evolved. It's like, I know this is an illusion. I know that I'm going to be fine. So I'm going to allow myself to actually take the fall for something, go to jail, be a criminal, be beaten up. They could actually choose to do that from an evolved space. And you don't always know what the person's actual trajectory is.
So can you choose to not reincarnate?
Yes, you can actually. You can choose to not reincarnate.
What else could you be? Are you ever, I don't know if you believe in extraterrestrials or other beings in the universe, or is it just a source consciousness? Like, what else could you be if you didn't want to be human?
I do believe that we can be other forms of consciousness and exist on other planes. And those other planes could even be other planets. They could be existing as on other planets beyond the galaxy. I do believe there's a lot out there that we don't know yet for sure.
If you like this clip and you want to hear the whole episode, click at the bottom of your screen.